Thank you for listening to Lone Star Community Radio. This program was broadcasted and recorded live from the LSCR studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. Lone Star Community Radio is supported by listeners like you. Donate and sponsor today. For more information on getting involved with Lone Star Community Radio, contact us at lscrstudios@gmail.com or visit us online at www.irlonestar.com.
Well, good Friday, everybody, and welcome to the Texas Ticket. It's Armando Nino, your host, and Hoffie, Ferreira, my co-host.
Yeah, buddy.
Welcome to the Texas Ticket. Got quite a show for you today. We've put together quite a crew, and I don't want to let it out right now. I think most of you know that we've got some boxing coming to Conroe. We're going to talk about that, but before we get started with the number 9 Bridgerweight boxer in the world, and our mayor Joe Czajkoski is here as our guest host today, and he's going to help us out a bit. And all Sam Houston State alumni, and as well as yourself, who definitely spends more time in the gym than the rest of us. But other than Alfonso, I think, boy, that guy doesn't leave the damn place. He's in there on the reg. And it shows.
What is his gym's name? Doesn't he have a gym?
Gods of Boxing in Magnolia, Texas. But we're going to bring that to Conroe, from what I understand. I'm hoping we do. I'd love to see him helping young men and women and bringing some of that influence, ways to get people off the street, do some things like that, and find a way to get that same release.
Yeah.
You know. But anyway, the Texas Ticket is bringing the show to you today on lonestar.com/Texas Ticket. You can go there right now and leave a donation to support the station, support the show, and we keep bringing shows like this to you. If you like what you see today, well, think again. Go in there and do it.
Yeah, punch it.
Yeah, punch it. And you can make as much, $5, $1, whatever you want to do. This ain't a telethon or nothing like that. Nobody's going to push you twice, but that's it. That's all about that. We do have some folks we'd like to mention, and one of them is Forthright Roofing, and they're here in the area. More about them.
Forthright Roofing. Teddy Austin just opened the company as well. Phenomenal person, also super local. So yeah,
hyper local.
Hyper local.
It's crazy local, because there's local. That just means here in the area. Hyper local means you're like you got blood, sweat, and tears in the streets.
And emphasize the hype.
And then there's a bunch of other folks that really wanted to help support the show and make sure that you guys know it's a great place to watch, a good place to find out things, get the spirit of events, know what's going on and upcoming. And I don't know if you've been watching on the Thursday free ticket going around on Conroe, and Dirty River Boys played last night, and woo, there's some talented fellas, man. I didn't know they were that good. I thought, free concert, another one of them free, thanks. But no, them boys are good.
Sometimes it can surprise you, dude. Yeah.
I mean, I've already started YouTubing the hell out of it. They got some talent. There's some songs in there. I'm just... who are these guys again? I couldn't believe it was free. I'm like, and Fab Five's playing up there next month, and a few other bands that are just headliners. Some really good, some amazing bands.
And just watch out, Fab Five, because you inspired me a little bit. We've got them possibly coming to Walden. July.
And I'm glad you brought that up. The Walden Lakeview Donnie is going to give away, and I'm going to give you all the prizes. The only thing you got to do to be a winner, you guys are all winners. We think so. I mean, because you watch the right show. I mean, you get your Texas Ticket punched watching this show. And I'll tell you why, because there's some folks here that'll share that experience with you, what that means, and what a little bit more about what it might mean to even be a Texan.
Yeah.
And please correct me. Go down there and type something in and tell me what a real Texan needs to do that I haven't mentioned yet. But nevertheless, one of the things that these folks would like to do is share some of their wares with you rather than tell you where to go. They'd like to invite you out. Hellcat Coffee, 105 West, on the way out of town. Those guys are outstanding. They're doing some good stuff, and they've got some power drinks, energy drinks. We're going to give 2 of those away.
Solid drinks as well. I mean, like you said, as well, the power drinks and everything else, something different.
Free. I mean, for free. All you got to do is sign up on the website. Follow on website, not a website. This is facebook.com/TX Ticket. Go there, follow it, and you're registered to win. If you don't have Facebook and all that, just go to the email. It's tipofthespear2016@gmail. You can go there, send me an email. So put your name in there. We got enough gifts to give just about everybody at this point.
Quite a bit, actually.
Yeah, because there ain't hardly anybody on that damn page, But we're hoping we fix that.
It's gonna get there.
Yeah, it's getting there. We've doubled size since the last episode, but that really wasn't. There were 20 now. There's 40 of you. So
little bit for a little bit.
More than that,
Hey.
But Nevertheless, so all you have to do to register with any of the things I'm about to tell you, and is go to facebook.com/TX ticket. That's it. Just follow the page.
Like the show,
it.
donate, and done.
Yeah, donating is good too, but you don't have to donate to qualify. But here you go. It's nice if you do though. But nevertheless, you go to the one of the prizes is the Walden Lakeview Dining Grand Sunday Brunch, and that's a couple experience. A couple will be chosen off
You know what? I'm gonna throw in another couple for you, so we'll do 2 of those.
Damn.
Yeah.
So 2 couples. Okay, so that's 4 people, right? Let's just keep tally. Somebody write that down. 4 people. Now, and then we've got the 2 power drinks.
Yep.
That's 6 people. Bernhardt Winery. Now they're giving away that couple's experience.
Yeah.
And they take you backstage where all the
All the
relaxing
good stuff happens. Yeah.
Right out the cask, all that stuff. They and they got a real fancy way of showing you around, but
the proper way as well. Yeah.
when she told me what it was, I was like, dude, that sounds super expensive. But it's really not. You can go ahead and go to Bernhardt
Super
Winery's
affordable.
website, and it's like $35, $40 or something like that. Depends if you're in the clubs or not.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, just still, it's extremely reasonable for the experience. I mean, I went on that.
Yeah, and it's quality wine as well at the same
Wow.
time. Yeah.
And because there's food, there's snacks, there's drinks, and things that go with the beverage you're drinking all the way down the line.
Yeah.
Super cool. Bernhardt Winery, that's 2 more. So we've got 8 from Walden. We've got 2 from Hellcat.
A Hellcat.
And we've got 2 more from Bernhardt.
And then the biggest one?
What is that? Oh, yeah.
So they should.
You can join us at our private table inside the
did that on
VIP
purpose, I
section,
saw.
roughed off.
Just
Now,
to make it more dramatic, yeah.
roped off. Now you go in there, and they're gonna let you sit with the Conroe elite, the Conroe royalty. You get to sit with. It's like off the power tent
Close
over there.
enough. Don't make sure- don't wear
rubbing
the white,
flesh
man.
with the big boy.
don't wanna get-
Our advice was don't wear white
Yeah.
because when Alfonso, Lopez, and some of those folks in there, and
We'll see.
they're that Pequena and some of the other guys in there and gals that
Yeah.
are fighting. You might get a little something on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So anyway. So
Close enough, yeah.
So 2 Hellcat, 4 Walden Yacht Club Grand Lakeview Dining,
Bernhardt.
2 Bernhardt. And you can, and by the way, we're gonna have some certificates. They'll be over at
yes.
the Branding Iron right here on North Main. So that's where you'll pick up these tickets and bands and things like that. There is no will call. You got to come get it. We've got a no empty seat policy. If you don't make it down there to pick that up at the time allocated, then we're gonna move on to our backup winners on some of these things. Because when we go to the Walden Yacht Club, I want to get some pictures with the winners.
Oh, it's going to be jam-packed as well,
I
so make
want
sure
to
to get
get
there
pictures with
early,
the
yeah?
winners. When I go to the fight, there better not be 2 empty seats there. We're going to pass it on to the next
It's not gonna
folks.
be empty,
So
dude.
when we call you up, and you'll find out here on April 22nd on our show, Friday at 1 o'clock, April 22nd, we're going to announce all the winners right here on the show. You've only got so long to respond, so be sure to watch. If you're a follower, if you like the page now, or you like it between now and then, you better be watching April 22nd. Hey, folks, thank you. I hope you enjoyed the show, and good luck to you. I hope you're one of our winners. We'll see you April 22nd. Let's get on with the program. We'll take a quick break. We'll come right back with Alfonso Lopez and Mayor Jody Czajkoski.
Cheers, buddy.
Hey, this is Wayne Green, your host for Radio Wayne, Spoke and More. Each Saturday from 5 to 7 p.m., I'll be playing folk, singer-songwriter, Americana, blues, bluegrass, classic country, Cajun Zydeco, Celtic swing, and whatever else seems to fit. Once again, that's Radio Wayne, Spoke and More, every Saturday from 5 to 7 p.m. on Lone Star Community Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Texas Ticket. Tonight, this is Armando Nino with my co-host, Hoffie Ferreira. In this corner, Mayor of Conroe, Jody Czajkoski. And in this corner, coming in at 33, 4-0, 6 foot 75-inch reach, Alfonso Lopez. Welcome, guys. Welcome. I'm way pumped up. It's fight night, baby. It's fight night.
Dude, I think he actually forgot to get his weigh in then. So
Yeah, we
was
need to
it
get him on the scale.
Yeah, we're getting him on the scale, get his reach and everything as
I,
well.
I can't come back to that.
I'm out of breath.
Oh, no, that was fun. That was some place. If I can tell you that, dude. That was
152 pounds
awesome.
wet.
I need the mic
Yeah,
up.
soaking
I need
wet.
a hanging mic.
Oh, yeah,
You know?
absolutely. Pull it
I
up.
feel better with that. Well, in just case you didn't catch it, I'm Armando Nino, and this is Hoffie Ferreira, my
What's up?
co-host, and we have a guest co-host today. I know you know him, Jody Czajkoski,
Hey, welcome.
Mayor Conroe, and I have with me Alfonso Lopez. And one of the things we were talking about is that we spoke about earlier just a minute ago, and it was the hyper Texan, the hyper event, the hyper local, and this event that's coming to Conroe April 30th is Fight Night Conroe, right? And one of the things that make it so hyper is you, Alfonso. I mean, you.
Yeah.
I mean, Sammy State alumni,
Yeah.
and so am I, and
we go.
and so is the mayor. We're all Bearcats.
Hey,
You just have to point that out.
Eat
so
'em up,
basically I'm the
cats.
one, huh?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
And
thanks.
I can't. I have fond memories of shenanigans
Yeah.
and going out there to see Fight Night, to see Mackay Fight Night.
Fight
It was
Nights.
like the highlight reel of my education, you know. But you were a redshirt freshman linebacker playing for Sam Houston State,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And-
2000, 2001 started. I did a couple of fight nights, 01, 02. And,
really, I didn't know you did a couple of
Yeah.
them.
Yep.
That's outstanding. And
Yeah.
and what was his name?
Were you a SIG?
No. I just had a lot of
Sig
close friends
podcast?
that were
Yeah,
Sig
yeah,
Mackay's, yeah.
So doing more than one, is that how you met Felix Ramirez?
Yeah. So as soon as I signed up to start boxing, that's how I met Felix Ramirez, Henry Harris. They had a gym going out in Cut and Shoot. They also had a gym in
Yeah.
Huntsville. And so we were just bouncing back and forth. And that's how it started, really.
And that's the hyper local flair I'm talking about, because you then went to Cut and Shoot to train with Roy Harris, right?
That's right. Yeah.
And that's your start, right? That's where it all started, right there in Cut and Shoot.
Yeah, Roy is, he's Cut and Shoot, right? I mean, we got the memorable
Memorial.
art up there, right? I mean, it's,
Yeah, it's on
beautiful,
202,
right?
And what was that? Metcalf.
Yeah,
202 and Metcalf.
and-
And that was a new mural we just put up
Yeah.
over there on 202 North Main, right? In Metcalf. When did that get up there?
I guess they've been up there.
It's been
5-6 years
about 5 or 6 years that it's been
It
up
looks
there.
good. I think they just redid it.
Yeah,
Whatever
no, it
that
looks
was.
great.
Great job,
Well,
City of
you know,
Conroe.
Conroe is the boxing capital of the world.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's right. No, I mean,
absolutely.
yeah.
Again, hyper
Putting out
local.
good fruit here, like Alfonso.
That's right. You have to. But I mean, that's where we started. We went out to Cut and Shoot. I mean, that's boxing. That's the history of boxing for me, is starting with the Cut and Shoot family. Henry Harris.
And I can call you a badass
Roy
all
Harris,
I want,
yeah.
but that's just me buttering your bread.
Yeah, but dude, if you start saying cut and shoot, I mean, shucks, you talk about cut and shoot. I mean, that by itself, and then you got this dude
And
coming up.
they already know. They already know out there. And hey, a quick moment. We lost a great in mid-August and during the pandemic in 2021. We lost him and Mr. Ramirez, and I wrote his name down so I wouldn't mess anybody up or disrespect anything. But good man, good people, and I know he was a big part of your first steps into the career. And it was in the pandemic. A lot of things got lost there. Because it was a pandemic. Everybody was putting, there was so much going on and so many things changed, and it seemed like we lost a lot of really good actors and a lot of really good, profile figures. And I know that was meaningful to you as one of your first steps there.
No, absolutely. I mean, those things. It's going to come. It's tough times for everybody, though. I think everybody's had to deal with it. Y'all have to battle back, keep your head up, and keep moving forward. That's all we can do.
Well, he kicked ass in that bout with cancer for as long as he could. He passed at 74. God rest his soul. And all glory is his. And today's a special day. It's Good Friday, and we give it up where we have to. And it always makes me think about having him walking with you a bit, and it reflects a bit on the Wilder Fury thing.
Yeah.
And I know what I'm talking about here,
Yeah.
because Wilder went in at 40-0, right? And Fury comes in with 27-0. I got two guys never lost a fight, and Wilder went, I don't care about this, I don't care about that, and Fury's like, well, if you don't care, you lost already.
Yeah.
And he said, well, how's that? He said, well, I walk with the Lord, and I'll tell you right now, I'll win. You'll never beat me now that you said that on the radio. And two men that have never lost a fight. The underdogs, this is the only time he really talked a game,
Yeah.
right? Because he really kept conservative the entire conversation and gave much respect where it was due, because Wilder deserved it. He deserved some respect, but when Fury brought that up and then they went their first fight, and it was Fury with it was a draw, right? They drew, right?
It was a draw. It was the iconic where he was basically knocked out. And no one thought he was getting up, and he just did the Undertaker on us. It's just like,
Probably the best way to explain it.
yeah, it's just, he just kind of come out of nowhere and he gets back up. And I think even at the end of that round, he hurt. Wow. That it was just, it created such an amazing opportunity to see three great fights from them. You know what I mean?
He came back, and then there was a TKO,
Yeah.
which TKO by definition means we got to do it again.
Yeah, that's right.
And then he came back and he got a KO. So now you got a guy who was 40-0 with 42-1.
Yeah.
You'll see the movie coming out for that one day.
So Fury
Right?
goes,
Yeah.
phenomenal
No,
story.
it has to be. I mean,
Fury goes untouched.
I mean, Fury's just a different character altogether. I mean, if you see, if you follow everything he's been through, from his ups to his downs, to the weight gain and the drinking and whatnot. But I mean, he
Gets
put
up
it
every-
together. He got himself together right. Obviously, I mean, maybe him getting maybe even closer to the Lord. Because he turned it around.
4 pints before every fight.
That's what he says. Yeah, jeez.
It's probably like 6.
He call it testimonies, and I
Sorry.
feel that little anxiety, whenever your thing is to get relaxed or get in your zone. But
Yeah.
4 pints
4
before
pints,
every
boy,
fight.
that's-
I thought.
Hey, them gypsies are different. Tell you what.
So what's your walking weight? What do you normally?
But now that we moved up in weight, I mean, I walk around 220.
220.
Easy. Yeah. I mean, and then in the last fight, I weighed 220 on the scale. I was walking more 230. Wife was pregnant. We had the baby coming.
Yeah.
I was coming off of a long injury from. I was off the whole year basically from 21 and fought at the end of the year. So I was just, baby, weight gain, injuries. It was just, I was like, man, thought I was getting myself in shape, but when I got on the scale, I was like, oh man, even going in, I told my team, I was like, man, I really am not comfortable fighting at this big. And they were like, hey, we got to get a fight in before the end of the year. So we got it in. It was a great opportunity to fight for the NABF title. And we fought the really tough Hungarian who wasn't going anywhere.
No.
He
I saw
was
that.
hard-headed, really very tough.
What do you do with those guys that just lock up in the center of the ring and they're just, piece of leather, and they're just they're just waiting for you to do something stupid. You know what I mean? As soon as you give it up, I mean, they'll just. Let you hit him a few times.
No, he
Just wait
took
for you
everything.
Just wait for you to get.
They
get
take
in
it.
the-
You just got to keep giving it to them. I mean, you just got to keep giving it to them. And it's gonna be a
What if you're
fatiguing
safe?
fight.
Pepper them until you give them the full steak.
Yeah, until you cut them up and bust them up. Something like that.
Yeah.
I'm going to go and pepper them till I give them the full Monte. Something like that. I don't know.
That's a great one.
He was ready to go. Yeah. So Sigma Chi Fight Night, 2001. Let's go to the picture here. You just come off as a linebacker. I guess everybody's going over to watch it anyway.
Yeah.
And then you knock somebody out there.
I did. My first amateur fight was a Sigma Chi Fight Night, and I knocked a guy out in the second round.
Oh, damn.
And then that's when Henry and Felix come over and we're like, you got to keep doing this. And I was kind of like, well, I mean, I kind of grew up doing it. I just never really truly competed at it. I was a baseball player, football player. I played some basketball. I wasn't that
So
good.
you know where the
but-
Jolly Fox is?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I actually,
Furniture Shack.
I actually had a fight
So do you know
at
where
the
the
Jolly
Furniture
Fox
Shack is?
outside.
I sure do.
Okay. You know where the Furniture Shack is?
Furniture Shack, you're losing me on
No,
that one.
no, okay.
Potato Shack?
Furniture Shack. It was that old building that there was like it should have been condemned a long time ago. That everybody would have parties at. I didn't know it was an actual operation, but
Oh.
people would come out there on a
Oh, man.
regular
That's
basis.
where all the El Chico folks are.
It was El Chico because I didn't go Greek. I went El Chico.
Oh, you went out.
What? So what's El Chico?
El Chico was like one of the few restaurants in town at the time back in the Civil War era where
Really
I went to, when I
popular.
went to school there.
Oh, my goodness.
Way back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know the stomping ground.
Man,
you know what
there
I'm
wasn't
talking
a lot
about.
of them.
I
Now
mean,
it's changed though.
yeah, I know they
that's-
took down Whitehall. I heard the co-ed dorm there right in front of the.
Oh, did they? I haven't been
I
to
heard
the
it got
campus in a
condemned.
while.
I met my wife at the old Zach's Bar and Grill right there on 17th Street.
See, right
Did you
there.
really?
Yeah.
I mean, I heard they tore down Whitehall. It was in front of the Knies and the gym and all that. And,
Yeah.
but I remember in, I think it was 98, 99, Alcorn State came with the Air McNair, and it was one of the first nationally broadcast games. You know, it was on ABC or CBS or something like that, and it was like this huge rage. I mean, everybody's painting themselves and, you know, going crazy.
I think I had 4 pints before that game.
4 pints. That's a 4 pint.
That's a
game,
4
yeah.
pint.
I don't even know how we did. I just remember the coaches came up telling Chico, and it was a lot of fun. And we asked him some questions, and that guy could throw in his collegiate career, he could throw a 90-yard pass, and it would just straight line it, you know, across the field. I'm like, man, what in the hell was that? So that dude just hit a 90-yard pass exactly where he wanted, you know, all the way across the field in a spiral. There was hardly any arc at all. I mean, that's why they called him Air McNair.
Yeah.
So what did they call you when you were boxing that back then?
Man,
I mean, they were got to be screaming something at you.
And no, man, initially when I started, it really just, you know, the whole Othigita came from my trainer, from Henry Harris. Because when I was young in the amateurs, when I first started, I was a football player. I was very competitive. I just would like to jump on guys and just immediately start a very fast pace. And like, listen, we're fighting. We're not here to be cute and box around. We're here to fight. And so one day, he'd come back from, you know, probably, you know, picking up some feed, and he had this big old tiger poster. And he's like, man, see, this is what you remind me of. You're like a tiger. He's like, we're calling you
what
Othigita.
year 22 on the Chinese calendar is, right?
Yes, that's right. And the Chinese calendar, it's the year of the tiger, right? And the Chinese calendar.
yeah.
That's right. It is. Yeah, it's the year of the tiger, the Chinese calendar. Yeah.
I'm glad you know.
That is.
You know, and, I had some questions, but one of them I kind of answered on our road up here, and you know, what the hell is Bridgerweight? But I answered it right, and Bridgerweight was during that same pandemic thing we brought up earlier, because I was like, wait a minute, there's a lot of common weight ground here with heavyweight, light heavyweight, and you know what makes it the Bridgerweight. Now the first Bridgerweight belt holder was Bridger Walker, the young boy during the pandemic. His sister got attacked by 4-year-old sister got attacked by a rabid dog, or a crazy wild dog they called it.
Yep.
And it attacked her in the driveway, and they had a security camera and all this out there, and saw the whole thing. It was on World News, and that dog attacked it, and little Bridger Walker ran over there and fought off the dog.
Yeah.
And saved her. So he got the honorary belt from the WBO or
WBC.
WBC.
Yeah.
And he got the very first belt and named the division the Bridgerweight division.
It was just named after him.
It was named after
Yeah,
him.
he jumped in, saved his sister from the rabid dog. The dog ended up getting a hold of his face, and I mean, you know, he bit him up and just really put a beating on him. But he saved his sister, and he obviously survived. And now he's, I mean, I'm talking about, you know, active just toughness and courage. I mean, that's the epitome. You know, he just jumped in.
That's what you call a proud to be American moment.
Hell yeah. It really was. I mean, he really stepped up and getting an honorary belt. I mean, I don't even think that's been done in any one of them. I would say honorary officers from, you know, young men and young women doing some amazing things to help people and do some good things for the community or whatever. That was just amazing or just odd that they were so young or so affected in some way that they were still able to stand up or do something special that people with all their abilities haven't done in their entire lives. Absolutely. You know, and to see people that get that courage, like you said, and so it was well named in the weight class, I think,
and they were going back and forth. Sorry to cut you off, but they're going back and forth trying to create a new division because these heavyweights now. You look at Tyson Fury. He's 7 foot tall. He's 260 pounds, 270 pounds. You know,
like this guy over here.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's these massive guys that then you got the smaller, heavyweight, like say per se the Tysons of the division. They're maybe 215, 220, 5'10" to 6'1", and so they just started. Hey, let's create a division, a smaller division. And then right now they're the only organization, the WBC, that have adopted the new division. Bridgerweight division is a division only held by the WBC, and so it's a weight class from 201 to 224.
And quick question. So just talking about the heavyweight and different weight classes. Why don't you fight in the heavyweights? Just random question. Because
I think from when I started, I won the other titles at 175, which is light heavyweight. 175 is the max. Though we put on some weight after we weigh 175, we probably
get wife get another baby and then
that's right. And then
you carry it around.
Then you might be there, right? I mean, so then I had some time off, and then I just decided to bypass cruiserweight and just go. I can fight with the heavyweights. Just because you spar them and have them in the gym don't really mean you can actually truly fight those guys. I mean, they're that big for a reason. They have extremely amounts of power. Bridgerweight division is for these smaller heavyweights. So I think it works out best for me.
No, that's awesome, man. Because I've got, like we talked about before, 7 kids. That's where I got all this weight from. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I can
It
relate
gets
to
on
that,
you real
yeah.
fast.
Well, now there's
I
a
mean,
little
it's
history
just-
here. Now, I'll do a little round table because I know everybody want to get a little piece of the champion here.
Awesome.
And I'm going to call him champion. Hey, man, no pressure, bro. I really, much respect for where you've already come in your career, what you've done with your career, where you're at now in your career. And I don't know if it helps or hurts you if we put all that pressure on you. And I was really trying to be conservative with it because I didn't want to dude, you better win this for Conroe.
I don't know, dude. If he box like that, so I'm sure he's going to be fine. So
You know, we put ourselves through a lot of pressure, but that's what the work that we're doing right now in the gym is for. You know what I mean?
Okay,
So that the
alright.
night of the fight is easy, and and a lot of these things that we get, this is fun for me. You know,
That's
this
nice
is a
to
good
hear.
time to kind of spread the word.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I know that when he's from South Africa, right? So, and when he first came, it was a boxing entrance to the U.S., which his dad's best friend knocked out Leon Spinks.
Oh, nice.
For real. He's one of the few KOs. We could pull that up on
yeah.
Wikipedia.
Yeah.
It tells a little bit about that friendship and coming to America with that boxing leadership and helping your father come this way.
yeah, I know. And the biggest thing is we played rugby for so long, and rugby was always the sport. Obviously, the United States didn't have a good rugby team at that stage, but in the 80s, he basically sparred with Gary Kutsia, and this guy was a beast. I mean, they called him soft hands or whatnot, but because he broke it so many times, obviously. But the guy was phenomenal. So he knocked out Spinks, and he was the first African to win the heavyweight champ belt, basically.
Wow.
And I think it was 83 as well. So my dad basically was one of the guys that came over with him, and he's always loved the United States. I mean, I love this country. I mean, I always have a flag or something to represent, but when I came over, we talked about it before in a couple of other shows and whatnot, I was going to move to Australia because obviously they got good rugby teams. It's going to relate to South Africa. But he was like, dude, come to Texas. You're going to love this country. And I was like, yeah, they don't have good rugby teams. So he said, okay, yeah, just try it out. Believe me, just go down to this country. You're going to love it. So I came out here and went to College Station. He actually was mayor for Boksburg, one of the biggest cities out there. That's where Gary Kutsia was from.
Okay.
And so anyways, he said, go to Texas, go to the fire school, the folks that ran it. So I came out here and I fell in love with this country immediately.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
the flag, the representation of just how you guys basically just love this country and Texas specifically. And then obviously you being a local for Conroe.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Texas
awesome.
easy.
And it's
Did
sitting
you-
with the mayor. I mean, it's even...
Not to mention we have the best looking women in the world here.
Hey, man.
And
Uh-huh.
the sweetest.
And that's why I got mine in 12 days, not even 2 weeks. We got hitched, not even knowing each other.
He got
12
hitched
Oh,
right away.
yeah.
man.
7 kids. This is a good Catholic boy.
Yeah, that's right.
He is. And I know that to be true. The big family, and we have many talks about the faith and the direction of that. And I know, Jody, I read a little scripture every morning that you share with us in the city of Conroe, and I know this whole city matters to you. And we always talk about, I go to dinner and somebody just blows me off when something's wrong at my dinner, when the waiter or waitress comes gives me a hard time. You know, she didn't mean that. I'm still pissed. I'm leaving a bad review. This place sucks. You know, but if the waiter, if the owner comes out and he gives me a heartfelt apology and I can feel it, man, they deserve a little respect, even though I'm not happy at all. But man, I'm gonna give them another chance. You know, real heartfelt stuff, and I feel that out of you, Jody. When you work here in Conroe, I feel that sincerity in the things you do for Conroe and the things you do, and just being here today to help us out. I mean, man, it means a lot to us, and I know it means a lot to community radio, and I know it means a lot to the boxing family and the boxing people and that want to come here in the future and all those things, and really brings a lot to the table, and with much respect to all those things. I'm glad you're here today, Jody, and I know this guy's old alumni.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome, man. And if you want to pick on this guy a little bit, this is your chance. I mean, you want to throw a few? I mean, he'll let you hit him.
Dude, I shook his
I
hand.
think
I
there's
was
some
like,
punches
one.
that-
I've been in a lot of bar fights.
may
You know,
not. You may not.
you had the sneak attack.
You better slap him when he's not looking.
yeah.
And you know, you had McCown on a few weeks ago. And, you know, I used to rodeo with his daddy, so I can take a punch.
oh, no way.
Man,
Hey,
yeah.
see? There you go.
And,
That kid's good. I mean, man, I know his dad's good too. There's some rodeo
Yeah.
champions there. And
Yeah.
we used to
But
run the
just
roads
to,
together.
just to touch base on how important it is that you are here and just showing support is like everywhere I was going, I was talking to people. I said, "Nah, I'm going to go and do the radio." And the mayor of Conroe, and they're like, you know, they just their hands are like, Mayor Conroe's gonna meet you there, and I was like, yeah. I was like, I mean, he truly supports boxing. It's the boxing community. This is our town, right? This is our city that this is what we're trying to build here, and he's behind it. And it just turned heads that you were actually going to participate and that you're actually going to the fight. I've been telling everybody. I was going to be at the fight.
telling everybody.
Then he was like, nice guy, and he's a good-looking fella, too.
Yeah.
Man, he's alumni. He's a Roy Harris trained fighter. He's it can't get more Texas champion. I mean, I'm looking at my notes. You
this is
know,
where you
I
can
mean,
punch
Texas champion.
Texas champion, yeah.
Punch
I don't
a
know what
Texas ticket
more.
on this one, right?
You can punch the hell out of that ticket at this one. You know, April 30th at the Lone Star Convention Center. We're gonna take a brief break.
right.
We're gonna take a little break. We're gonna come right back and get some more with these guys and poke the bear a bit and see what happens. Y'all stay tuned,
All
folks.
right.
Every Friday, tune into Texas Ticket on Conroe's 104.5 and 106.1 FM with Armando Nino of Gold Lake Conroe, focusing on Montgomery County area events and places. Get a feel of the Texas spirit at the event, paired with guest and vendor interviews, event coverage, and ticket giveaways, and so much more. Join us Fridays and punch your Texas ticket. For more information on the show, visit irlonestar.com/Texas Ticket.
Welcome back to Lone Star Radio at irllonestar.com/Texas Ticket. This is the Texas Ticket Show. I am back from the break. So is everybody else. And I've got, again, Alfonso Lopez, the Texas champion, with us, and guest host Jody Czajkoski, and my co-host Hoffie Ferreira from the Walden Lakeview Dining. Yeah, which otherwise known as the Walden Yacht Club.
Yeah, so the facility is Walden Yacht Club. The actual restaurant is Walden Lakeview Dining.
I hate talking about it because I'm afraid a lot of people will start going there.
No way.
Yeah, man, dude, I like the whole private part of that whole thing. But anyway, it ain't about us. Let's get back on with our guests. I'm taking people's time that ain't got none. I mean, I know they're yelling at Alfonso like that old man on Rocky, you know, and I know Jody's got like the whole city to take care of, and we had to like force these people to come here today. We were threatening folks, and you know, and they all did, and you know, when we're keeping them as long as we can, but we're gonna turn over to our guest host, Jody, and our guest, Alfonso Lopez. Jody, what do you got for him? Talk about it.
Hey, man, you know, I appreciate your kind words earlier about our leadership here in Conroe. We've got a wonderful council. My Mayor Pro Tem Raymond McDonald is up for re-election. This guy's a jewel, fine statesman, good leader. Your city needs him. Kurt Maddox, Todd Yancey are just wonderful as they get. And that's all we've tried to do is find talent like yourself and Dick over there and Armando as well and embrace it. I mean, that's what any community do. If you can find your visionaries, you can find your entrepreneurs, you can find your innovators, and you can help them, you help them and then get out of their way. I mean, that's what good government is. You embrace them and get out of their way. So thank you for your kind words, and it is Conroe's time to shine. Alfonso, man, I need a favor from you. I mean, I'm in politics, and it's rough, man. It's a combat sport. You know, You know, I used to ride in the PRCA and the PBR and NRA, and people like, what's worse, you know, bull riding or politics? I was like, well, bull riding. I mean, you get on that animal. I mean, you know, he's pissed off right off the bat when you get on there. So that's disclosed, you know, and you know, he's going to try to hook you, and he wants to kill you. You know, so you know what you're getting into. But politics, it's a little different. It's like you'll be walking down the road one day and just, you know, chilling, just kind of strutting like you're cool and all that, and then all of a sudden, Alfonso just smokes.
Oh, man, got him.
Or Red Rock comes around the corner and hits you. But what I'm going to ask you, your fight coming up in April 30th at Lone Star Convention Center here in Miracle City, Conroe, Texas. This is our Miracle City magic over here.
That's right.
Alfonso Lopez. Hey, man, I don't know if it's the first punch or the second, but, I mean, I'm talking about I want a haymaker. I ain't got to hit nobody in like 10 years. And for legal reasons, I can't punch anyone anymore. But I got a little frustration built up. So since I can't hit somebody, will you smoke that old boy for me?
Oh, man, I will get him for you.
I appreciate it.
No doubt about it. It's on me. Yeah.
And then wink at me. You smoke it?
No, yeah. Every time I hit him good, I'm going to look over at you and I'll give you a little wink.
I mean,
so
it's
every time it's good.
Like a good bull ride. I mean, I want a little blood to hit me after.
Okay. Yeah, here we go. No, absolutely. I mean, that could be done. That could be done.
Now, I seen Vincent. Miranda. Well, I saw him about 2 years ago, I think, year and a half. And a lot of fighters lost a little time there because of the whole pandemic thing. And you stuck in a fight in a hell of a fight.
Yeah.
And but there was a gap. I mean, there was a gap for a lot of fighters, but that was his comeback fight. So there was a gap even before that for him.
Yeah.
And I've seen some fighters that'll, fight a guy at lunch and then fight another guy at dinner and then fight another guy, the next morning.
Yeah.
But then I've seen fighters that'll go 5 fights in a year.
Yeah.
There's a lot of play in there on what guys do and where they end up and where they start boxing. And currently 33-4.
Yeah.
Right. Talk about that a bit. A little 33-4.
Well, the record speaks for itself. You know what I mean? I mean, we started here, in Conroe, in Texas. I mean, Texas is, this is home, right? So I mean, from Corpus to Galveston to Conroe, we've, this is fighting.
And most of these fights are in Texas.
Yeah, most of my fights have been in Texas.
I've seen a couple Vegas on your list, and
a couple Vegas, been in Florida a couple
Wikipedia
times. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are bigger fights that were in Vegas and pay-per-viewed, but. The record is speaks for itself. Over time, I started, like I said, I didn't start boxing until I was already 18. And I did it. Yes, I partaked in a lot of boxing and fighting in the streets as a kid, and kind of got taught how to box a little bit by my uncles. But I didn't learn until I got here to the cut and shoot family, Henry Harris, Roy Harris, and really understood boxing as an art.
You went Olympic level, right? Silver level Olympic medal, and 2 times Golden Gloves, Houston Golden Gloves.
Yep.
I mean, I would spend the majority of the show talking about that career if that's where we wanted to go with it. But there's more hyper Texas wrapped up in there than we can put a finger on right now. That's for sure.
No.
There's no doubt about that. When I looked at the IBF, the WBA, WBO, WBC, and they all have different renditions, different things, and different stuff. But one of the most important things is they all have a different belt.
Yeah, that's
right. And you work out over in Magnolia at the Gods of Boxing.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And so you were trained by a few different people like Roy Harris coming up, but now there's a new trainer there that works with you on a regular, and you do a lot of training yourself.
That's right.
I can't tell you when my background's in sales, right? So when I'm in sales, if I'm quarterbacking a sales team, I feel so much better at it when I actually go try to sell something myself. Because I've been talking to salesmen, preaching the whole time. I mean, up on the pulpit. By the time I go out and actually talk to somebody, I didn't even think. It was just second nature.
Yeah, that's right.
And is it the same way with boxing?
Absolutely is. So you always say, if you wanted to learn something, teach it. So.
But it keeps you high during the downtime.
Absolutely. I mean, you stay consistently in the gym, and what you do is when you start with you start with a blank sheet of paper with a new student, a new fighter coming in. They don't know anything. You get to teach them from the ground up. The basic fundamentals. So at the same time that you're teaching someone basic fundamentals, you're just applying. You're remembering things that I may have forgotten, but just over time have gotten away from. Just because with time and experience, you start to do different things. You go like, man, I need to go back to doing that move. And you bring back just the simple fundamentals of boxing, and that's what coaching does for me. And then you just to watch a kid come up from just not knowing anything to really establishing themselves and getting a win, or even at win or lose in amateur boxing, it's really about the experience and the learning. And it's you can't get a better feeling from it.
And I can't see another sports brought so many kids off the street into a place where they could express themselves, get that aggression out, and in a proper way, and still be young men. I mean, I'm young, and the best thing I got going for me is right here, baby. And this is a great place where you can come and do that.
Yeah.
I mean, we interviewed some roller derby and some young bull riders and folks that just get to get physical and with other kids, and it's appropriate. It's politically correct.
Yeah.
We're doing our thing.
It's really inspirational to see a dude like yourself. I mean, just applying to those young kids out there. I mean, it's
there's a place. Join the Marine Corps. You want to kick somebody's ass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or get in a ring with Alfonso, Lopez.
No,
You know what I
bring
mean?
them in.
That'll work it out.
Yeah, I get in there with them, and I'll slowly teach them. And the whole teaching perspective comes to them. Just I'll let them, they're punching at me, and I might smack them back, 20%, just kind of so they pay attention.
Yeah.
But I got kids from 6 to 20.
Sure.
I mean, I call them kids because I'm about to be 40. But I mean, they I can get them in there young, and they start working, and they build confidence. I mean, it's an exciting thing to do because you can change their whole demeanor about themselves.
And
the
it changes
aspect
their
in life as well,
lives.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
really doing
The aspect
that.
in life,
And I know you've seen it all the way to fruition at 39.
Oh, yeah.
You've seen them come from street to belt.
Yeah.
And people can look at it and say whatever they want, but man, it's a sanctioned event. This is the real deal. This young man's come a long way.
Yep.
He's changed his life. He's changed his walk. He's changed his stride. And damn it, he's good at it.
And he's giving back to the sport as well. That's what's phenomenal about it because, I mean, a lot of people take away from the sport and then just leave. But giving back to the sport is phenomenal, especially boxing. I mean, we remember so many different things about it. It's a classic sport.
It's great work. We appreciate what you do there.
Thank you. I
And
appreciate
so
it.
many of the gyms locally do the same work. And
There's a
so
lot.
just support boxing. You understand where it works and where does it play in our society and where does it play in our community and what it does. I mean, we can't send all our good men to Iraq. I mean, all our young boys are just getting on a boat. I mean, and they take the very best. I mean, they you got to have a diploma nowadays. You got to have all your teeth and and be young and healthy and strong and fit and you take all those off the street. What are you left with? Everybody else went to college, and who's left? Want to complain about that? Well, they'll be back. Like the Crusades back in the day. But Vincent Miranda's no young bird. I mean, that boy's 36 years old, and I think he's a driver now. And but he's like zero body fat. I mean, I saw that man. He looked like he should be on GQ magazine or something.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to fight him. I mean, and he's tall. He's got a reach. That dude is, and I couldn't find it anywhere I looked. I mean, I looked for his reach and to see if he outreached it. He's got you by about 4 inches.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're 6 foot. He's like 6'4", 6'3", I think, or like that. But and that's more even than I've seen with a lot of his other fighters because they're usually like little tree trunks, and this bit, and it's a strange fight to watch, but he's not necessarily winning those, but he's tapping, tap, and he likes to see that first round go by and look for windows of opportunity from what I've seen. And then when he goes back after he assesses the first round, he comes back looking for those holes that he saw in the first round if he survives it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And at that point, he comes and executes.
Yeah.
So what's your game plan there? What are you thinking with Vince?
And at this stage of the game, you're fighting two elite fighters are fighting each other. So this sport is a very deceptive sport. My job is to con him, and his job is to try to con me. And that's the name of the game. It's an art. I'm trying. It's a chess match. I'm gonna make moves that he won't anticipate, and he's going to try to do the same thing. I'm going to figure out what he does when he punches, and I'm going to take it away from him. So a lot of these things that people think we just go in there and we fight is like, no, when you set up to fight, I move and don't fight. When you're not ready to fight, that's when I'm going to fight.
Because Darmus was just waiting for you the whole time.
Darmus sat there right in front of me.
He was waiting for you.
He was waiting for you to make a mistake.
That's all he wanted to do. I was like, I hope Alfonso
See, that's what's awesome about listening to it. Is, I mean, just the chess match part about it. I mean, there's a lot more to it. There's a lot of layers to it. That's what's phenomenal about it. Because, it's not just the people hitting each other.
There's not just walk up there, let's bang, bang, bang.
Darmus sat there, and boy, he can take a punch now.
Darmus took a punch, and he sat there in front of me waiting for me to make a mistake in my range or in my distance, and where he could catch me hard.
But you were talking earlier about how when you first started fighting back at the Macabre Fight Night over at Sam Houston State,
jumping on boys.
Yeah, you just jump. You go straight forward. I see that in Vincent Miranda. Yeah. He's not going to play. He likes to hit. He comes fast. He throws a lot of punches. His punch counts are way up there. Is that I don't know if he's left or right-handed, but he sure looks left-handed.
Yeah. He's an exciting fighter. He brings a lot to the table. That's why you got to fight guys like this. And at this point, he comes. So it's a chess match, like you said. You're gonna make him make mistakes, and we'll take advantage of his mistakes.
But he gets just as winded, I've noticed, as the big guys. The guys that got body fat.
Yeah.
They're carrying around a little extra weight. Yeah. That blood starts rushing in those arms.
I mean, it's all about tension. It's all about time under tension. It ain't about how much body fat or how much running you did. It's how much tension can I keep you in. If I can keep your ass nervous the whole time and you can't function staying nervous, you're gonna find up in trouble because pressure busts pipes. And so if I'm in your face and you can't hit me and you think I'm closer than I really am, and you're trying to punch hard and you're tense, and I know that I'm in a safe zone, Well, you're
he's luring him in.
you're suckered into it, not me.
That's
You
awesome,
know?
man.
Alfonso's being a gentleman here, but I think what he's saying is Mr. Miranda better bring a lunch to Conroe, Texas.
That's
on
right.
the 30th.
No,
But I like it.
Maybe 2 lunches.
I also like it.
That's right. No, absolutely. You know, I mean, you know, in all due respect, I respect every fighter you get in the ring with. You know what I mean? Everybody brings a different game, but this is what we do. This is what we train to do. And, you know, at the end of the day, we're going to get in there, you know, and we're going to get after it. And you know, we're going to, I wouldn't even say best man wins because I'm winning.
Right. No, you've got confidence. That's what champions do, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So,
You got to believe it, man. You got to go in there with the eye of the
I like
tiger.
it.
What he's saying, don't hate the player, hate the game.
Yeah,
baby.
that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Well, hey, guys, hey, thank you for coming out today. And I know y'all got the more important things to do, but Conroe Community Radio appreciates your support and appreciates you coming out. Appreciate you supporting our show.
Yeah.
And we're glad to support your show. We're glad to support the city of Conroe any way we can. We're glad to bring that to the table anyway. But do you have anything else? Anybody? You want to throw something at him? We can poke the bear real quick before he takes off.
I mean, it's not what, just talking about the young fighters, just a quick word for them out there. What inspiration, what motivation can you give them out there?
Man, young fighters coming up is, I mean, it's you know, don't fall into the trap that you're owed anything. I mean, like you got to grind every day, you know, and sometimes everybody thinks that you're supposed to have a team around you. No, the boxing is a very lonely sport. A lot of times you have trained by yourself. You run by yourself. Sometimes you know your trainer goes going to be there when they get there and you spar. You are in that ring by yourself. Yeah, you got a team right there sitting there. They're hollering at you. They got you. They helped you game plan. But when you get in that ring, you're by yourself. So you have to keep yourself disciplined enough to do the little things when you're by yourself. Whether that's go to bed at the right time, eat the right things, go to wake up at the right time. All the little things that people don't think about. The one thing I always said when I was young, I would go around, I would talk to kids at schools, and I was like, I probably train 6 hours out of the day. And Henry was sitting there, and he got up there, and he goes, well, that's wrong. And I looked, I was like, he goes, this is a 24-hour thing. He doesn't understand that he goes to bed at a certain time. He eats the right things. He goes to bed, and so all those things, you don't think it's like, oh yeah, it does take up your whole day. You know, you're driving in the car and you're running game plans. You think it's a whole day process, and so you know what they do. It's little things, and it's an acquired disciplined sport, right? It's an acquired skill. You don't be mad at yourself when you get to the ring and you don't have a good day. It's an acquired skill. Like take the time to put the effort in. Like in anything that we do, you want to be great at mathematics. You acquire those skills by studying and working at it, and it's where for sales, whatnot, you become comfortable at doing it. The same thing with boxing, I mean, it's the same thing as any business that we run. I mean, you're gonna start with your footwork, and then your jab. It's a process, and so it's all acquired, and you just don't get frustrated. And you got to keep grinding and have a good time, and you have to enjoy doing it. There's gonna be hard times, but enjoy doing it. Yeah.
Get up and just knock it out.
We were saying earlier, he's training for politics out there. It sounds very similar. Once you get in that ring, you're on
Dude,
your
you got
own.
my vote,
It can get lonely out there, but I think we got a future mayor here.
Hey, I'll take it. That's right. I like it.
Miracle City, Conroe, Texas.
I'm looking forward to seeing somebody get knocked out come April 30th.
Well, we're gonna have a lot of knockouts on that show.
Center.
The show's gonna be as a packed show. We got fabulous fights. I didn't touch on it. We have a great surrounding fighters. Aliyah is back. She's not defending her belt, but she's fighting. She's always exciting. She's a Conroe local.
There's a couple of others there that I saw that were pretty hot fights.
And we got a lot of new names from the Houston area coming in. Everybody's in a real fight. And so that's what El Tigre Promotions. It's where fights happen. Because when you get there, you're gonna see good fights. You're not gonna come see a whitewash. You're gonna see high quality boxing. And
you got us all hooked up on some VIP table you gave to us, and we're giving a couple of those we mentioned at the top of the show. A couple seats to join us right there near the ring, somewhere close.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a nice
You're close
seat.
enough for bloody. Don't wear white.
Okay,
Don't wear white.
don't wear white.
Don't
He
wear
said.
white.
Okay,
Yeah.
well we'll see you at the fight, and. We're gonna come back, and if I'm in your dressing room, don't make it weird, dude. I want to just get a quick interview. Put on a towel or something.
No.
We're just gonna come and go.
Absolutely.
But we want to get a few interviews with some of the fighters before and after, and I know they're separating the young ladies, and then they also separate each fighter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You'll have a red corner. They stick to their dressing room. The girls have their own. The blue corner has their own.
And there's a blue room, and then there's his and hers on both sides.
Yeah, everybody else.
So there's like 4 rooms this year at the Lone Star Convention Center where all these people are split up a whole bunch.
Yeah.
But we're gonna migrate around there and with their permission until they kick us out and get a chance to kind of get some interviews. You can see all that right here. Some of the clips on Facebook. .com/TX ticket. Guys, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching.
First off, thank y'all for having us. I mean, obviously, this, without people, you guys like you that get to put these shows on. I mean, we don't get to spread the word, and people don't know because we're out there on the hustle all day long on the grind, and to take the time for anybody to take the time to actually have us on a show and let us speak and just talk about what we love to do. It always means a lot. So thank you.
Blessed to have you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jay.
Thanks, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah.
Listen in Mondays at noon to hear Conroe news from local nonprofits, businesses, upcoming events, Conroe Park events, news stories, and information that matters to you with your host, Margie Taylor of Taylorized PR. For more information about being a guest, visit irlonestar.com/Conroe Culture.
Hey, this is Hoffie. Just want to say thanks so much for today's interviews. It was phenomenal, actually. It was good to have Mr. Jody out here. Alfonso was phenomenal, dude. What did you think about the show today?
Jody, the mayor, Czajkoski.
He weighs in at
we're getting his boxing name right. We'd like to give a special thanks out to Forthright Roofing and the Walden Yacht Club, Walden Lakeview Dining,
Yes, sir.
and Hellcat Coffee, and also a few other folks that have come in to help us out. Remember, you can pick up all your prizes that I think they're just appreciation, just for being fans and following along.
Yeah, and the
branding
folks,
iron.
yeah.
You can pick that up at the branding iron here on North Main.
Yeah,
and the roller
Club
derby
photos.
girls.
Dude, that was such a good conversation to have with them as well. I mean, it was phenomenal.
And that was offbeat a little bit. If it wasn't on a Friday, so we didn't have enough time in the previous show because I talked too much. They tell me, but we did put that up on Facebook. So if you're on our Facebook, one of the other appreciation is you get to see some of the cuts like that, and that is Conroe Cutthroats. They're on, and that's the Conroe Roller Derby home team. They're on our Facebook page, and you can get that exclusive there. I mean, and you can also find everything we're talking about at irlonestar.com/Texas Ticket. And everything's there, and you can donate there. You can support the show. If nobody supports the show, we probably won't be on very long. We'll run out of money. The inflation.
Yeah, we make our own shirts as well.
We can't afford the gas to get up here. You see a shirt?
Yeah, it looks good, though.
Hey, Hoffie's wife put these together, and man, I really like it. I can't thank her enough. What a sweetheart.
Yeah, she's phenomenal, dude.
But
Thank goodness.
Alfonso Lopez is fighting April 30th at the Lone Star Convention Center, along with a ticket with, I think, 11 bouts. And they'll all be out there. It's a sanctioned event. Jody's joining us. And
Super exciting, man.
And I think we've got Mr. Valdez and his family. We've got Brandon Polk and his significant other coming, and she's a sweetheart. Mr. Valdez's wife is also
What is that phrase?
super
Hyper-locals?
cool. Super hyper locals. I mean, all the hyper locals. Mr. McDonald, Raymond McDonald, the Honorable Reverend Raymond McDonald. Let me say it respectfully. He'll also be joining us. I know they got some engagements, so they'll be late, but they won't miss. I don't know. They'll try not to.
I don't know, man. This is a good fight.
Yeah,
So
and just a little word of advice to all those folks. Since we gave your name out, don't wear white. They tell me, because you might get a little something on it. You might get a little something on it.
Yeah.
So anyway, it is a close action table, and we're giving away 2 of those seats, and we shared that with you guys at the beginning of the show. I just want to remind again, we'd love to have you join us. There's an opportunity that. Check us out now on Facebook.com/TX Ticket.
Punch a ticket.
Punch the hell out of that.